Students and staff of institutes of higher learning face fines, eviction from dorms, and even expulsion or termination if they're found vaping. This as Prime Minister Lawrence Wong announced in his National Day rally speech yesterday that Singapore will take a firmer stance against vaping to protect youths. Nikhil Khattar finds out more.
More patrols, spot checks of bags, and hotlines where one can report cases of people vaping. Nanyang Technological University, or NTU, is doing more to keep its campus vape-free. Staff and students have been warned of heavy consequences if they're found with vapes. In serious cases, they could be sacked or expelled. NTU is among the institutes of higher learning in Singapore that are taking a strong stance against vaping. It told all staff and students that first-time offenders will be fined $300. Students who are hall residents will be evicted and barred from campus dorms for the rest of their studies. They're also required to go through mandatory counselling. Some students admit that vaping is prevalent on campus and welcome measures such as the Bin the Vape initiative. But they have other ideas on how to deal with it.
It's in very public spaces with a big red box and saying that for vapes with a camera beside it, even though the intentions of the state is good, but we feel that the execution could be better.
I think we need to find alternative ways to distract the peer pressure through different form of activities and stuff. So the main cause is actually peer pressure, I feel.
Maybe we can approach this with curiosity and get people to talk about it instead of already labeling this as some kind of deviant issue that we have to stop people from doing.
Republic Polytechnic has increased patrols by security officers and discipline masters across campus. It's also training staff and student leaders to look out for signs of addiction. The Institute of Technical Education says it has increased its checks and efforts to educate its students on the dangers and consequences of K-pods and vapes. Beyond the campuses, public transport operators are also stepping up active patrols by station staff. Anyone caught vaping will be removed from their premises and reported to authorities. The Health Sciences Authority has also set up a web form and a hotline for the public to report vaping incidents. In 2024 alone, the agency caught more than 14,600 people for having or using vapes.
And one lawyer CNA spoke with outlined challenges in drawing up a legal framework to penalise vaping and the sale of vapes with harmful substances. That is because it may be difficult to distinguish between users intending to consume vapes with illicit substances and those who may have inadvertently used a drug-laced vape. Now, the same applies for vape sellers.
In the case of vapes laced with substances, most of the users may not even have intended to consume or to use a vape that is laced with an illicit substance. Users, most of the time, don't really have any control over the content of what they are vaping, and in many cases also may not even have intended to purchase vapes that are laced with any illicit substances.
The Health Ministry has said it will classify etomidate as a Class C controlled drug under the Misuse of Drug Act. Now, this means those caught using vapes with etomidate will be subject to mandatory supervision and rehabilitation. Sellers could also face up to 20 years jail and caning. Mr. Wee also says other legal levers could be introduced to address the problem.
A person who is found with a certain quantity of drugs is presumed to have, for example, the intent to traffic. And that is to overcome the natural evidential disadvantages or difficulties that come with prosecuting such offences. And so it may well be that some similar presumptions may kick in or may be used in legislation